Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a wonderful day. In today's video we're going to be doing a review for The Stranger Upstairs by Lisa M Matlin. This is a debut book for Lisa. It is a thriller book. This book is perfect for spooky season. It will have you on the edge of your seat when you're reading, and it will creep you out just a little bit. I rate this book 4.5 stars. Our main character for this book is Sarah Slade. Sarah Slade is a therapist and she's a social media influencer. This book is 288 pages long and it's about 9 hours on audio. Now our main character, Sarah Slade, she's an interesting because she buys a quote-unquote murder house. The murder in this house happened about 40 years ago, and this house has only been sold one other time, which Sarah is not aware of when she purchases the house. The reason why Sarah purchases the house is because 1, it's cheap, and 2, she feels as though she can sell it for top dollar. She purchases the house for $525,000, and she's hoping to sell this house around the $1.2 million range. But no one on the street likes this house. They want the house demolished altogether. And I say Sarah's an interesting character because when you meet her, her marriage is not in a good place. Her position at her job is not in a good place. She doesn't seem invested in her therapy work. She seems more invested in getting followers and trying to renovate this house so she can sell it for top dollar. But the house is interesting in itself because every time something is quote-unquote renovated in this house, something happens. Sarah feels that the house is speaking to her. Her husband's never really around because he has his feelings about their marriage, and he kind of just went along with buying the house because he let Sarah do whatever she wants to do. But throughout the book you see Sarah sort of kind of spiraling out of control. Question becomes, will Sarah's marriage last? Will she be able to sell this house? And how will her career end up? Because once you see Sarah start spiraling out of control, you start to wonder, is there something wrong with the house? Or is there something wrong with Sarah? Is like all the things she's experiencing in her imagination, are they actually happening? But this book makes you feel like there's something strange going on, and the more you read, it creeps you out with each situation when this house is renovated. And as far as Sarah's marriage, how that came to be is a story and a half, but you have to pay attention when you're reading the story because the narration in this story is unreliable. You start in one place and then there's a sort of kind of flash forward, then there's a flashback, and then you're back in present day. And each character in this story is vital to the story. Like each character has its place and part and time frame in the story. Sarah's husband Joe, the grief therapist Amanda, and the neighbors that live around Sarah's, because each neighbor has something to say about the house and their experience with it and how they felt about the owners that were murdered in the house. So at the same time, you're trying to figure out why is this house such a big deal and what really goes on, because nobody's really technically lived in there for like 40 years, even though there was a previous owner that you hear about. But Sarah doesn't know that when she buys this house. And throughout the story, you question, is Sarah really who she says she is? And there was one thing said in this story that will stick in my mind. You will repeat what you don't fix. The therapist Amanda says this in the book multiple times. You will repeat what you don't fix. I will not tell you how that relates to this story, but everybody has their secret. And when your secrets start to unravel and you don't come clean, you just keep making the wrong step, the wrong move, and you start to wonder, is Sarah in this to be an influencer, or is she in this to be a therapist, or is she just in this investment of a house because she spent money and she really thinks this investment is going to pay off? Because Sarah believes the house is speaking to her, letting her know things will keep happening because she feels the sensation from the house. Now, is she feeling this because she has something going on, or is the house actually doing something to her? The house feels like a person. When you read about the house doesn't feel like a house, it feels like a person. So each character is important. What I liked most about this book is that this book shines a light on mental health. And it is important to consider your mental health, how you feel, having someone to talk to, having someone to listen. Sometimes you don't want people to give you answers to things. Sometimes you just want to vent and listen. And I feel like this book shines a light on mental health and people's struggles that they try to hide and keep secret until things start spiraling out of control. Sarah Slade, she's a character that you love in one sense because you see the potential that she has, especially when it comes to this renovation, all her ideas. But then you don't like her because you feel as though she should be focusing on being a therapist and being there for her client and not so much being focused on a influencer, because she wrote this self-help book that made her popular, and now she's supposed to be writing book number 2, so she's trying to keep her influence. And then you also are worried about her because this house is draining her based on how much money she has to put into this house to sell it for what she wants to sell it for. Because she's claiming that when the renovations are done, this house will be worth about $1.2 million, which is a nice profit when you only spent $525,000 on this house. Do you think Sarah will get the renovations done? Do you think she'll be able to sell it for top dollar? Do you think she will be able to figure out what happened to the first owners of the house and all the things that happen in between? This book will have you on the edge of your seat because there's so many twists and turns that you don't see coming. There are so many highs and lows. And is the house worth the strain that's already on your marriage? And that is something for Sarah to figure out when it comes to her marriage for Joe. And throughout the book, you see how their relationship changes because you see Joe as whatever my wife wants, she gets, and there's no talking her out of things. But as she starts to spiral, you see a change in Joe, and to be honest, Joe never wanted to live in this house at all. It creeps him out, as much as it creeps everybody else out in the neighborhood. So this is a nice spooky read if you're into the spooky stuff or you just like thrillers. This is the book for you. If haunted houses intrigue you, this is the book for you. If you want to read a book about marital issues and you don't mind unreliable narrations and you want something quick, this is the book for you because it only has 288 pages and it's 9 hours on audio. This was a great debut for Lisa M Matlin. I can't wait to see what she does in the future, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you are currently reading, and if you have any reading suggestions for me, you can also leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, I'm always thinking of you. Sending my love, and bye for now.